Hi, my name is Craig Christensen, Global Practice Leader of Sales Performance at Franklin Covey. I'm excited to introduce you to our new Train the Trainer solution for sales professionals, helping clients succeed, closing the sale. In the past 25 years, we've worked with over 35,000 sales professionals on every continent in the world. Through our experience with top performers, we've identified key principles that allow sales professionals to close sales more frequently and with more predictability. We promise that when sales professionals consistently apply the mindset, skill sets, and tool sets found in closing the sale, they can and will increase their win rate and achieve their desired sales outcomes. As salespeople, many of us think of closing as an event, a single presentation or a point in time, whether we win or lose. At Franklin Covey, we see things differently. We think that closing is much more than an event. Rather, it is a process of successful decision-making that happens long before the contract is signed. And winning or losing the sale depends on whether we, as salespeople, have or have not added value to that decision-making process. We refer to this closing process as the closing zone. It's the final 20% of the sales effort. It's where we see distinct shifts in the buyer's behavior. For instance, they move from a wide range of options to discussing a narrow set of strategic decisions. They reduce the number of potential providers from many to a few. They consider vendor credibility and capability just as important as the solution requirements. And they raise objections more frequently and oftentimes with more emotion. It is how we respond to these shifts in our clients' behavior during the closing zone that will make the difference between winning and losing their business. Unfortunately, not knowing any better, salespeople often resort to unnatural actions and self-serving tactics in the closing zone that compromise their credibility and reflect poorly on their intent. The good news is we can all get better. It starts with a genuine intent to help our clients succeed, and then changing how we think about closing. Salespeople often think that their primary job is to close deals, but top sales performers think differently. They believe that their primary role is to influence good decisions in order to achieve win-win outcomes. You see, when salespeople engage with clients with the intent to do what's best for the client is far more likely to open up and share their beliefs about what success really is. The salesperson then becomes more of a trusted advisor rather than just a solution provider. And the more the salesperson understands the client's needs, the better and more mutually beneficial the decisions become. Once participants understand the mindset of top performers, they are ready to learn and practice 4 key skills. Skill 1 is to identify the end-in-mind decision for every client engagement. Skill 2 is to address the client's key beliefs to help the client confidently make good decisions. Skill 3 is to resolve client objections in a way that involves the client and leads to that win-win outcome. And skill 4 is to prepare the conditions for good decision-making in advance of every client engagement. Let's take these skills one at a time. Unfortunately, as salespeople, we often focus too much time trying to sell the deal, which usually overwhelms our clients with too much information. Rarely do we clarify with our clients before the meeting what the one decision to be made is. These tendencies often create confusion and, worse, resistance. At the end of every sales interaction, a client should confidently and comfortably be able to make a single business decision that moves the business forward. While this decision will be unique to each sales meeting and circumstance, it should always serve both the buyer and the seller's interests. During the work session, participants learn the criteria for creating good end-in-mind decisions. They also use the closing call plan to draft a clear end-in-mind decision for their next client engagement. At this stage, we examine the reality that beliefs are more influential than facts. and clients' beliefs significantly influence the decisions they make to move forward or not. To confidently make an end-in-mind decision and move towards a final business decision, clients must believe that the salesperson understands their business situation and the solution being offered will meet their unique needs. We call these client key beliefs. Participants learn how to address their clients' key beliefs by providing proof points for each key belief. These proof points allow the client to see, to know, to feel that the salesperson really understands them. Whether it's a piece of research, a report, or a third-party testimonial, every proof point must satisfy the client's key beliefs in order to effectively enable good decision-making. During the work session, participants develop a closing call plan to help them think about and practice and get feedback on the proof points for an upcoming client opportunity. Anticipating questions and objections is an important skill for any sales professional. And viewing objections as an opportunity rather than a threat is essential to success. In this skill, participants learn that objections don't automatically mean a dead end. When viewed as good information, an objection can open the doors to explore other options that truly meet the client's needs. Participants learn a three-part process to acknowledge, understand, and resolve objections. Using practice cards with common scenarios and helpful language tips, participants become comfortable and confident with handling both price and non-price objections. Far too often, salespeople cave to a client's request to simply send a proposal rather than meet in person, or they attend client meetings that don't include the right decision makers, or they present when the allotted time isn't enough to adequately reach a decision. In the work session, participants learn how to gain client agreement on the meeting agenda, the duration of the meeting, and the attendees well in advance of the client meeting. This allows for a good decision to be made more quickly and efficiently. Participants will see these key mindsets and skill sets in action during the work session through several engaging, high-quality videos. These videos will first follow Brooke and James, a sales team, who are working at closing an opportunity with one of their key clients. We then observe Brooke and James as they're coached on key skill sets, how to influence good decisions, address key beliefs, listen to and understand clients' true concerns, and resolve client objections in a way the client appreciates. We learn alongside Brooke and James as they apply their new learning in a client setting and watch them model how to achieve mutually successful outcomes with their clients. During the work session, participants apply the principles and skills of top performers by choosing a client opportunity that is in their closing zone. They then work on the opportunity throughout the work session. By the end of the session, they leave with a completed closing call plan customized to that client opportunity. This tool will help them influence good client decision-making and achieve a win-win outcome in their next sales call with that client. Through this hands-on application to real problems, the work session becomes an extension of the work week that helps advance deals rather than lost time in a training room. We know that changing human behavior isn't an easy task. It requires a cadence of deliberate and consistent practice. That's why we've developed a 12-week playbook process for every participant to apply after the work session. The playbook features carefully scripted weekly assignments, which require no more than 60 minutes each week to complete. The playbook also includes additional insightful videos and tools to help participants apply the learning after they leave the work session. In addition, every participant chooses an accountability coach during the work session. Together, they hold each other accountable for completing weekly assignments. In addition to the participant guide and playbook, each participant receives an insightful book filled with key points, stories, exercises, highlighting the mindsets, skill sets, and tool sets of top performers. Examples of several closing call plans created by top performers to help guide participants in completing their own call plans before every important engagement. A readiness assessment that helps to measure how prepared they are to enter the closing zone for each client opportunity. Our experience has taught us that as your salespeople adopt the mindsets, skill sets, and tool sets in helping clients succeed, closing the sale, they can and will dramatically improve their ability to win more frequently and with more predictability. By enabling their clients to make better decisions, they are far more likely to achieve mutually beneficial outcomes so that closing the sale becomes an enjoyable and rewarding process for everyone.